Today I just wanted to talk about the cost of living crisis that's going on at the moment and how I'm dealing with this as a small business owner. I know a lot of you out there are perhaps having to readjust, just like I am, in many different ways and relook at things. Now, my opinion is that's not always a bad thing, although it may seem so initially. I think it is quite a good thing. It's making my business stronger for sure, and I'd be happy to hear about what your thoughts are on the current economic climate and how that's maybe helping your business long term, because I do believe that it's making my business stronger long term and more resilient. So I just wanted to share a few ways I've actually sort of coped or addressed, whatever way you want to put it, how I'm dealing with the cost of living crisis basically, and the increased costs in running a business versus the amount of money that people have got to spend on their photography, marketing budget, or just outsourcing other services for their business to promote themselves. So I made a few notes basically, but the first thing I did straight away was cut my business spending on non-essentials, like everybody does, and also cut my personal living costs. So this could involve food. We cut down, or we changed the places we shop for our food shopping. We looked at different things we could make as an alternative, and just trying to be real sensible really. Business wise, I just did a real spring clean of all my spending and just cut anything that I wasn't using out. Now, a lot of people at this point cut out marketing budgets, cut out things like photography and video. The things that are going to help them sell, actually they cut them out. So I've not done that. With my suppliers and freelancers that I use, I've just reduced the amount that I spend rather than completely just getting rid of it basically. So I'm still getting a little bit, but it's just not as much as I'd like. And then we're going to build that up over time as we progress into the year. I think that kind of leads nicely into deciding what's necessary and what's actually luxury as well. Sure, my hours of work have increased because I can't afford to spend money on staff as much now, so I've downsized my team. I'm going to put more hours in myself, but the things that I'm not good at, I'm still outsourcing because I do believe that that's more sustainable in the long run, basically. So I've also looked at ways I can automate my business a little bit more. This involves like a personalised customer service, which I know kind of contradicts itself, but looking at ways I can still keep in touch with customers but more efficiently. Or when a new customer signs up, I've now got a workflow and an automation of emails, texts, guides, just to confirm, just to keep that customer service level high. So that's just one way that I've looked at things, like how can I automate, looking at, I already had Zapier set up, but looking into more, how can I use Zapier more, make it work more for me to automate the things online. Like for instance, I set up every post that goes from Instagram, from the Picture Perfect Instagram, now goes on to Pinterest as a new post. So now we're getting 2 for 1. We're posting on Instagram, but it's also going onto Pinterest, onto a new board where people can follow that and share ideas from it. So that's just sort of one way we are utilising a piece of software more efficiently now, and I'm sure there's lots more can be done with that as well, which I'll be looking into. I also reconnected with my network as well. So I've been a bit lapsed over the past sort of 18 months, since COVID really, or before COVID, of not really going networking. I used to be one of those people that goes every day to networking. Well, I've let that lapse because I'd looked at my ROI on it before COVID and I didn't find it was returning anything, so I decided sort of generally not to go to the networking meetings. But alongside that, I wasn't as social on LinkedIn either. So I've started to pick that up again a little bit more, and also try and just ring customers up, reconnect with them, see how they are basically, just be supportive. And if I can offer advice, you know, that's great. If you want my services, that's great too. But it's just being in the forefront of people's mind when they want a photographer or a videographer, that I'm here to help them. And I genuinely am. I genuinely want to help people. So the other thing that I've done is, as I mentioned earlier, I've downsized my team. I haven't got rid of people, but I've just downscaled it a little bit more. And now I'm using more freelancer options. And some of the people that was working for me in-house are now freelancer. That's been great for them because they've been able to open themselves up and their skills up to more sort of businesses and help other businesses. But also I'm still getting what I need and what the essentials are. And we're already familiar, so it's not like we're starting again. So that's been really good, but it does save on some of the costs, but still allows the business to run efficiently and effectively. And my skills are sort of utilised where they're best placed in the photography studio, in the ideas and generation, and in creating content for people and for myself. So that just leaves then, I think, well, a couple of things really. Offering more value to my network, to my clients. So if there's something you're stuck with, I will happily, if I can do it, I will. If I've got the time, I'll, add a few extra pictures on here or there if I can. I think at this point in the economy and the way it is at the moment, people are looking for more value for money. So I've just been offering more value on photo shoots, so still charging the same, but maybe adding a reel on for Instagram, for instance, which helps me upskill myself as well at the same time. So just using this time also, while I am busy, but I've got a little bit more time to use it for my own marketing efforts and also to upskill myself a little bit more on the video side of things. And then with more time, obviously, ideally comes more time off, right? No. So I am a business owner and I am running this ship most of the time on my own with a little bit of help from freelancers and an assistant. So I am working longer hours, I am finding, but it's really important, I'm going to leave with this, that you do decompress at the end of the day. So it's important to stay healthy and active. So a lot of you who follow me know I'm well into my bodybuilding. So I still go to the gym, I still do my cardio in the morning and go to the gym in an evening. And I think that's just a real good way to sort of decompress from the day and try to switch off. I don't promise that I always do though. But yeah, my new rule is not to reopen the laptop up when I've come back from the gym. So I hope that sort of gives you an insight on how I've dealt with the cost of living crisis as a small business owner, and maybe you took away a few tips that you could implement into your business. If you've got any opinions on this or you want to share more ideas on what you've done, then feel free to comment below or drop me a DM and we can have a quick chat and conversation.